Blog Talk Radio.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to Soul Sister Show, another nice Thursday. And today is going to be with host Sue Schumacher and myself, Anoulla. And we will be continuing the discussion about soul realignment. What are the Akashic Records? Today we have March 5th in US and Europe. And I have to apologize a little bit because I did catch a cold. So my voice is not as strong as it usually is, but I think we will have a bliss anyway. And we are a live call-in show, so call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. You can ask questions or about anything spiritual, or the topic, of course, what are the Akashic Records, or you can get a free mini reading live on air. International callers dial +1 before the number, and please remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device so that you will be placed in queue and we see that you want to talk with us live on the show. And as I said, I'm Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden today. And on today's show, we will continue the discussion about soul realignment. What are the Akashic Records? We had a previous show on February 6th, and if you didn't have a chance to listen to that show, you can listen anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past. scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And as usual, we are a live call-in worldwide radio, broadcasting today's show from Arizona in the US and Stockholm in Sweden. And of course, as usual, you can listen live and text chat with us during the show at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Or why not give us a ring at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. Ask questions or get a free mini reading live on air, or why not share your experiences in any spiritual topic with us. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device so that we can see that you want to talk with us live on air. Pressing 1 will place you in the queue. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and of course, we love and are passionate about any and all spiritual topics. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio show. And we are very proud to reveal that we have listeners in 18 countries around the world, and we are growing. So we want to thank everybody for honoring us with listening in wherever you are on the globe and calling in, text chatting with us in the chat room, and trusting us to answer your questions. Now, again, it's a very good time to call in and get your spot in the queue early. 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And we also have a new YouTube channel. So we created that basically in the end of December. So on our YouTube channel, you can listen to full past episodes from December and ongoing. And you can also check out upcoming episodes that are short videos there. If you want to read more, you can do that on scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube. scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube. And you can also find the blog post for YouTube on the first page on scrollsofthesoul.com. If you want to help us out, please subscribe so that you can keep yourself updated on upcoming episodes and past episodes that we are going to post there as videos. Now let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters today, my Sissy, all the way from Arizona in the U.S. Hi, Sue. How are you? Sue? Eventually,
I'm here. Sorry.
Like
Sorry about that.
Okay. That's okay.
So apparently some things are working and some things aren't. But I got to it. My apologies, Sissy.
Okay, that's okay. I was thinking, we are in Mercury retrograde. That's not my best time of the year, and neither yours. I know that. Technical stuff.
Okay, so technically, all right, I went to click something. I thought I clicked it. I didn't click it, and you didn't hear me, so, okay, my apologies.
Anyway, now you're in. Okay.
Yes.
So, once again, everybody, to save some time here, this is a great time to call in for questions and mini readings live on air. Get your spot in the call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. Or why not go to scrollsofthesoul.com and read a little bit more about us. We have some interesting stuff on the website. And once again, a reminder, get your spot in the queue now. Call in for questions and free mini readings live on air at 213-943-3587. 213-3587. And international callers dial +1 before the number. And before we move on with today's show, I know that my Sissy wants to remind us about what last show was about last week.
Yes. Last week, actually, we had a special guest, Vendela Söderholm. I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name correctly, but she's all the way from Sweden, so she's near Anne. I don't know how close to Anne she is, but I think they're not too far apart. She is a renowned medium, teacher. She has her own TV show as well, her own tarot line, and of course her tarot line is one in which you can call in. Now, I'm not sure if we gave out that information last week. I think we might have put it up.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? I think we put it up on the website as well.
On the live page.
Yeah, on the live page.
So,
right.
I just want to mention anyone that may want to call Vendela and connect with Vendela on her telephone line if you want to try that out. Of course, it's in Sweden, but with all the good apps and systems with the telephones we have these days, that's a piece of cake. So you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/live, and I will post the link to the page. Okay?
Right. Right. And she does, with her phone line, they do have English-speaking practitioners as well. So I think she has several different languages, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think she has people that can speak Swedish, of course, English, German, Greek, that's me,
Right.
Finnish, the Finnish language, and maybe Norwegian, I don't know. But you can find a flag beside each person so you can see what languages they actually do speak.
Right. Right. That's kind of a nice offer, that she has. It's not just located in Sweden for Swedish clients, so that's really nice. Anyways, yeah, she's fantastic, and of course she was on with us last week. We try to always have a guest on at the end of each month, and like I said, she's pretty renowned. She's been doing this for quite a while. She's well known in Sweden, and like I said, she had her own TV show.
Yeah.
So you can check that out on soulsofthesoul.com/path to find that episode if you didn't get a chance to listen in last week. And for our callers,
I just have to mention, unfortunately, the page is still only in Swedish, but you can translate it. There's not so much info on there. And people are actually, you can ask questions also. You can send an email if you want to learn anything. And there's an option to have an invoice if you call her. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Anyways, let me just proceed forward here. Like Ann said, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities, and we just love to talk about all spiritual topics. So you can give us a call at 213-943-3587. And once you get in, don't forget to press 1 if you'd like us to take your call for a free mini reading, or just to tell us about your own spiritual experiences. We absolutely love to hear what everyone has to say with their own unique experiences. So, with that being said, this week, like the beginning of every month, we try to touch a little bit on the Akashic Records. And for Anna and myself, it's a love of ours as far as going into the records and helping clients out. So we try to give somewhat of a clear explanation of different aspects of the record. And last month we touched on what are they? So what are the records? And I touched a little bit on that last week, and I'm going to just review some of that and then proceed forward. So what are the Akashic Records? The records are comprised of all human events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent ever to have occurred in both the past, present, and future. And just that statement alone, if you think about it, it's quite a bit to think about, because we're taking all events, human events that have occurred in all time, both past, and present, and future, and that's quite a lot. I mean, if you think about it, our brains are running all the time, and so we have many thoughts. So to locate that information, we really have to be able to bring that information down to a very finite statement, because there's so much that it would be impossible to read all the records if we were to go to every aspect of the human experience. Yes.
Sissy, I think that we compared the Akashic Records with the World Wide Web. That's a good thing to compare, because it's basically all over the place.
Right, and not only that, but I mean the World Wide Web in a continual changing, so it's constantly changing with information, past, present, and even future, because everything up to this point is going to be the the past, you know. So yeah,
Yes.
it's an ever evolving thing. So you just would not be able to capture it all. So that's a very bold statement. But so moving on, we are what's believed is that this is encoded in a non-physical plane. So it's an etheric plane. And for us here, for me personally, it's just a library. I visually see it kind of like a library. But like you said, it's also like the World Wide Web. In a nutshell, the Akashic Records are an energetic database that stores all information about all choices that were ever made. The records contain a vast amount of information, clearly, as we discussed. The records are derived from Sanskrit or Akasha, meaning ether in Hindi, or Akash means sky or heaven. Rather than thinking of the records as a single place like we discussed, they are often linked to, such as a library, like I said earlier. It is in the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is the lowest dimension via which we can access soul-level information about each other because of the lack of separation at that dimensional level of our existence. So it's kind of the vibration, you know, what we vibrate at.
Yeah, but can I just mention something we live in a 3D world here that is a physical kind of heavy dimension and vibration here. And the fourth dimension, that's about the ego and the mind. So we move from the third up to the fourth, and then we go into the fifth, and then we move forward. The fifth dimension, as you said, is all about information and all about understanding things and developing yourself and experiencing things, and, you know, to kind of start to get it, so to speak.
Well, there's no time in the fifth dimension, you know, which, again, I've said this probably numerous times. That's such a hard concept for us to wrap our brains around, the idea that there's no time, because everything we do is kind of in season, in time. You know, we make plans for a certain date at a certain time. So it's hard to wrap your brain or our brain around that idea, you know, that there is no existence. So that's always an interesting area to try to delve into.
Can I make a joke? So I bet that the fifth dimension is the dimension for multitasking, all at the same time.
Yeah, I would imagine. Now, don't laugh, because I don't want you to cough, Sissy.
Okay.
So yeah, like we said, it's there's no time in the fifth dimension, and you can look up. We can look up at a soul's divine soul blueprint at its origination, which is when it is first created by divine source. So yeah, that is the point in which you know, you're looking at the soul as a blueprint when source or God, or whichever way you like to think of it, first created the soul. So there's kind of these how do you want to say it? There's traits, you know, is the best way I can put that. And we all have traits about ourselves that's unique to us. And that's basically the blueprint. So, you know, it's kind of like the construction of a building, you know, when first preparing to build that.
And if a building has many different apartments and floors, you know, you can make everything look very unique and very different. And that's exactly the same with us, because we as souls, our souls, are containing all the energies that are existing, right? But we have different combinations and different percentages. That's just how we explain it, so that our brain can wrap itself around the fact but it's very interesting. And even if we have all the energies and we have those different percentages, I'm sorry, I bet that is my code too. And that makes us also, everyone is unique. You can't find two who are exactly created the same way, and that's fascinating.
Right. Oh, very
Isn't
much
it?
so. I mean, it's like your fingerprints. No two fingerprints are the same. So it's unique and special to you. And as practitioners, of course, this is the information we gather about the Divine Soul Blueprint before any negative choices were made. So that's kind of interesting too, because at the point in which the soul was created, and we came about as people, let's say as human beings, we were at our most perfect, so to speak. Before we made a choice.
Yeah, and being affected by the time we are living. So in that sense, we can embrace the fact that we are living right now, because now society is much more free than it ever has been, right? So we have the opportunity to find each other, share experiences, learn how other people are perceiving things, and that is making us grow faster, because when it comes to the choices and when it comes to things like that, when we have to act in manners that are restricting us and are not in alignment with how we are created as souls, that's when we get the blockages. And many times in the past, it's very important to remember that we didn't have so many choices that we could. So maybe out of 5 choices, maybe all of them were out of alignment with us, basically, if we were to follow society, how it was created, and expectations and everything. That's kind of interesting, and that's also something that we can remember, so that we don't judge ourselves for things that may come up for us, because in each time we have done the very best we could, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, and when we get into choices, okay, so we use the term negative and positive. And that's stated in all neutrality, okay? So both of them are polarity, right? Both are equal in their polarity. So when, for instance, if my choice turns out to be a positive choice for me, it does not mean that same choice for Anne is going to be positive. It may very well be a negative. It's just, and the energy applied is equal. So they're both even, as far as, that's why we speak of polarity. One is not higher than the other or lower. It may feel like it, especially when something turns out to be a negative choice. Of course, we feel like this is a lot more weighted. We don't tend to feel that way with a positive choice, because that raises our level up, whereas a negative choice is going to maybe be a thing that can be depressing or can make you angry. And we don't always know at the time if that choice at the time was negative. We could have at the time thought it was a positive thing. And that's the beauty of this work for us as practitioners, because we'll locate that information and give that over to you, the client. And this may be a choice of something that was done in a past life that's affecting you today. That turns out that maybe was a negative choice, and one that you're not aware of until a practitioner comes in and kind of puts the puzzle pieces together for you, the client, and says, the soul at this time made this decision, and that decision is now affecting you today. I guess that's the best way to kind of explain the
Yeah.
choices,
And
negative and
yeah,
positive.
and many times we do carry with us if something affected us to the point where we felt bad about it, or if we didn't fulfill a promise we gave to someone. There's a number of reasons why we can have blockages. And of course, there can be other people who have been affecting us by putting things up on us. And that needs clearing too. But it's nothing to be afraid of, and it's nothing that should be judged or anything. And something to remember is that everything is always a choice for the soul. So sometimes the soul itself may choose to have an experience that may look very negative if we look at it, but that soul came out with the experience and could grow and understand things in depth. So in that sense, maybe that was not so negative. Maybe that was a positive experience for that soul.
Right. And once you bring this forward to your clients, so you bring the information forward, it even if it's not an event that you had memory of, when you kind of put this all of this together for your client, it just seems to resonate and make total sense as far as decisions that may have been made during one of those lifetimes, because of course the souls had many lifetimes. And like you said, as I'm going to use a for instance, a vow is one in which you made a choice back then, and now in this lifetime, for whatever reason, that vow hasn't been followed through with, let's say, and it's affecting you now. That clearly is evident that it was a negative choice that was made, because it's not conducive to you now. I guess is the best way to explain that as one example. So, and I just really wanted to make a quick statement to our listeners. Hang on with us, guys. We're just finishing up this topic, and once we're done, Anne will move into the bottom of the hour, and then we're just going to take your call for just a couple more minutes, and we'll kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, Anne. So the Akashic Records always reflect the intention with which they are accessed back to us.
Yes.
If someone tries to access the records, right? If someone tries to access the records without legitimate or without a mandate or legitimate mandate, you're going to get, as a practitioner, you're going to get information that's not correct. So you always need to request to your client a permission, as well as a practitioner, we have other methods in which we request that we have permission to go into the records, because they are personal to you. So it's kind of a courtesy that you receive that information. So in this way, the soul level information is actually highly protected from anyone who would access it inappropriately. So we never ever access anyone's information without permission. Go ahead, Anne.
and sometimes it's also important to know that this is a work with much integrity. So if you are told no, that's sometimes the person can want to have a reading, but the soul is saying no. So we just have to accept that, and that's when sometimes when we do mention that a reading can't be done, but we can't kind of step over the soul and what the soul is saying, and it's not very common, but it does happen.
Right.
And that's something we need to respect. And also, if you do enter the Akashic Records without permission, you're not going to find out the real thing and the real answers, because you're not supposed to do it. And that's another reason. So it's no use, so to speak, to to try to do it. It's not an area where you try to figure out things about someone else. And it's absolutely okay for someone, for instance, me, it's absolutely okay if I would be married and have a husband. I could request a reading for me, for my husband, kids if I had. And with kids, we mean underage kids, or kids that are living under my roof that have are dependent on me, so to speak. If I want to have a reading done for my mother and father, or an ex or something like that, we need to have their permission because we can't proceed without that. So that's kind of how it goes, if that makes sense.
Right. And we're always going to be informed. We will be told in no circumstance, basically saying, no, this is a no. And you can try to proceed forward, and what you're going to get is disinformation. So that's really unfair to the client because it's just not going to be the correct information. So it's important that you do get permission, a soul level of permission. So,
and I also want to mention something. It's different from an ordinary psychic reading, like having someone pulling cards for you or having someone giving you an intuitive reading. It's different in the sense that this is more of a detective work. So to find the specific information and everything that will make sense and that will make a difference for you, that needs some hours actually. And usually we talk about 10, 15 hours for a reading to make every conclusion and everything so that we ask the questions that are appropriate. And of course, as psychics, sometimes we just get the answer as soon as we pull the question, but other times we need to ask a bunch of questions to find the true answer. So it's important to remember, and that's why I think we are so passionate about this work, because it's very genuine, it's very direct, and it can really help you.
Yeah, it's extremely clear. You're both clear as a practitioner, and your results are clear. Now, I do have to say one thing, Anne, before you go to the bottom of the hour, just to let everyone know. When you state 15 hours reading, it's not that we're sitting down with a client for 15 hours. It's that the work behind the investigation, so to speak, will take us as the practitioner. It could take 15 hours. It can even take a little bit longer. For us, it may take a week, let's say, just because we don't have a straight full 15 hours to devote. We all have lives, so of course we have to break it up and come back to it. So, for the client, it's maybe an hour sit down of you getting the information as the client and us as the practitioner.
Thank you for clearing that. Thank you for clearing that out.
Well, if you don't know, if someone doesn't know about a soul realignment and the Akashic Records, they may presume that 15 hours is 15 hours of conversation.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we are at the bottom of the hour. Anne, are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. Always ready. My time. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to laugh. Once again, everybody, sorry for my voice, and I try to avoid coughing here. I have announcements for all of you, and if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in and get your spot in the queue. 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device to be placed in the queue, and we can talk to you live on air. And on today's show, we continue the discussion about soul realignment. What are the Akashic Records? We had that show on February 6th. And if you didn't have a chance to listen to that particular show, the first part of Soul Realignment, What Are the Akashic Records. You can listen anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past. Just find the date, February 6th. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, March 12th, with Soul Sister Show, and we will talk about angel numbers. What are they, and how can you interpret them? Plus your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And we are a live worldwide radio show broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Stockholm, Sweden. And if you haven't called in yet, this is a reminder, we are soon going to pick up your calls, so call in at 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and remember to press 1 if you want to talk with us live on air. And I think that I'm ready. Are you ready, Sissy?
Okay. Yes, I am. Okay, guys, coming over to you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Wilson. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, could you give your name again, hon? I didn't quite hear that.
Philson.
Philson? Hi, Philson. How are you?
Good.
Hi.
I'm doing good.
What could we do for you?
I wanted to know if there was any love coming into my life anytime soon.
Any love coming in,
Okay.
huh? Let's see. All right, I've got something before. I don't know if Anne's ready.
Yeah, I have something.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me
All right,
to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll go after you.
Okay. Hi. I actually saw, the first thing I could see, that you have a period in front of you that looks to be very prosperous in a good sense, covering many areas in your life. It's like a period and a time when things will start to fall into place, and it can be on many, many levels. But I actually feel that there will be a love coming in for you. And I can't say an exact timeline, but it feels to be not so far away from this time. So maybe within a few weeks or a few months of time. I wouldn't say more than 2 months as a timeline. So between a few weeks and a couple of months. And this feels to be someone who will approach you more than that you will just go somewhere and figure that now I feel something for someone. So maybe this feels to be more of a surprise for you. I don't feel that you know this person. Maybe it can be someone around you, but it can also be someone you haven't actually been very close with. So maybe someone that's at a little distance from you, but maybe has his eyes on you. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Okay, so shall we see what Sue has to say?
Yeah, I actually got religious factors. So there may be a religious, I'm not really sure if it's a different, it could be a difference Is there already there's already someone else in mind, isn't there? Or someone in mind?
For me, no.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, whomever it is, there could be religious differences. That doesn't mean it's not something that could be overcome, of course. But when there's religious differences, it can take some work. Put it that way, because your belief is, of course, different than the person you're starting to get to know.
Can I say something? It can also have to do with differences in opinions about how a relationship or how things should be. So that can also be the case.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not something you can't overcome. It just is a statement in of itself that there could be religious differences. But if, of course, two people are open to that idea and are able to accept that, that the person who's pursuing you, because I feel like this is someone pursuing you, actually, and I think Anne was correct in that. But it's okay. It's actually okay. It's not anything you can't overcome. And are you? So there's no one on the horizon in your mind that you're aware of, right? Because this feels very, very familiar. Like it's someone you know. Maybe you're just unaware. But there is someone who. It's almost as if they need to get up the nerve to ask. It may be somebody who you've seen before at work or in very recent.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a familiar sense here, like this person. So it's kind of like an admirer. Don't worry, it's not a creep thing. Okay. It's definitely somebody who's just trying to get up the nerves, and you do know this person, not intimately, but you do know this person. So this will eventually make sense when it comes about.
Okay.
I always love when that happens, Philson. Keep an eye, just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? So when it happens, I want you to call back and let us know.
Okay, yeah.
When it happens. Yeah, and like I said, just what came in was just the religious factor, but that's not a negative or a positive. It just is. It's just a statement, I guess.
Okay. Just a fact.
All right? Yeah, it's just a fact. We can all have differences. It doesn't mean that it's the thing that ends the relationship or one in which it stops you from moving forward. So, okay, Philson, I hope that helped. Keep us informed, okay? Just let us know if
Thank you, Philson.
Someone you're working with. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, Anne, I'm going to move on. Hang on there, girl.
Yes, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Caller. I promise.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
What's your name?
Hi.
Hi, man. I spoke to you many months ago, and I did listen to your show last week and the previous week. Lisa, Arizona.
Hi, welcome.
Very welcome.
Hi.
What can we do for you?
It's a romantic interest question. So I have this gentleman that we've been talking, and I am not very certain. I have a strange feeling that he drove by my home. But I mean, it's a good interest. It's a good one. I don't mind, but still need to kind of be prepared because entitles many things when someone who likes you comes visit you. So I just like to know, has he come to my home? He told me he did, but I was not there. But I'm not even close to where he's at. I'm pretty far. So that's my question.
Like knocked on your door, like knocked on the door and nobody was there, right?
Has he come? I don't know, because I don't know if he. I don't know. I live alone in my home, so I don't know. What are you getting on that? Because it's very driving me crazy. I don't know what to think. Has he come? Has he not come? And he told me that he came twice. And then I said, you came twice, but I live pretty far, and I don't want you getting lost, and I don't want to waste your time because we work, and so anyway, please, what is your answer on that? Thank you, ma'am.
I do see someone knocking on a door and nobody answering. I'm not sure about twice, but I do see that happening. Are you on a second floor?
Kind of, yeah. You see a lot of trees around me.
I can see a second floor, like somebody had to go up to get to your door, to knock on the door.
Yeah. You're right.
Is there a I don't know how to put this, like a balcony, a metal balcony, like a wrought iron balcony?
Yes, right behind my window, yes.
Yeah, yep. Is that like a sliding glass door?
Yes, I do have a sliding glass door, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, but that's not the door he knocked on. I see like an actual door, not a sliding glass door.
I have a wood door and then sliding door in the back. Uh-huh.
Yep, okay. All right, that's what makes sense. Yeah, he did. I can definitely see one time where at least he came, and he did knock on the door, nobody was there. So the timing just stinks. He was telling you the truth. He came.
Oh, my God. He did?
He came.
Okay. And,
yeah.
Do you see him coming again?
I actually see you meeting him. Meeting up with him. I can see that. I can see you meeting up. It looks like there's a Dunkin' Donuts in the area. Wherever you're meeting, there's a Dunkin' Donuts close by.
Oh wow!
So,
okay, oh wow.
Yeah, you're gonna meet. I'm just seeing you guys meet somewhere. Kind of a casual thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna meet him somewhere where is that because he wants to follow me? Does he want to follow me home? Is that it?
No. It's just it's actually because it's your own. It's kind of when you're out on your first date, but it's not really officially a date. So you do like coffee. You do something simple where you're around people and you're getting to know someone. So it's not quite at home, because you don't want to do that at home. And it's kind of like a safety factor for yourself. You're just doing it because we feel secure around other people, There's nothing wrong with that. I don't really see anything, malicious. I just see it as a good thing, actually. And it's okay. Meet for coffee. Meet for something simple. Let me see if Anne is Anne, do you have anything for her? For Lisa?
Yes, I have something. Hi, Lisa. I have something here too. The first thing I'm seeing is just the same as Sue. I can't see how many times. It's very possible he came twice. But I do feel that he has come, just as Sue says. So that's a confirmation from 2 right now. He's showing up for me to be a very strong person. And I sense that you're a very strong person too. And somehow this feels that he's a little bit of fighting with himself if he's going to approach you and coming and knocking your door or not. So I feel that maybe he was doing it, and maybe he just, okay, no one is answering. I'm not going to persist. I go away. So he didn't stay long enough, what I'm sensing. And the very fact that you are strong people, both of you, feels to be a good combination. He feels like to be a very good person, just as you are. Maybe sometimes a little bit stubborn, having his opinions, and sometimes you can have your opinions, and they can kind of clash a little bit, but that's okay too, because, you know, differences can make us open up our world and see things from different perspectives. It doesn't always mean that we agree on everything that someone else is saying or thinking or trying to do. It just means that it's opening up our being and our view, so to speak. So I sense that when you have come past this and come to meeting maybe one time or a few times where you feel comfortable, both of you, and mostly you maybe, where there are people around you, I sense that this has a great potential to become something wonderful, to be something where love can grow, and that you can start creating something together. I actually see, I have the Ace of Cups, which is a wonderful card for love relationships, and I see the Sun and I have the Star. So the combination of those cards are great, but of course, like everything else, it's up to you. So take your time in a way that makes you feel comfortable and him feeling comfortable, but mostly you from your perspective, of course, and get to know him and see what you can create together. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yes, it makes sense. It's very well said, very beautiful, and you're right about that. It's just I have this anxious feeling that he is going to come again, and I'm trying to catch him when he does come.
Okay.
I
sense that you don't need to worry so much about that. I'm getting once again that maybe this is like, I don't want to use the word chicken, but sometimes if we are a little bit afraid of something, it feels like he wants to come, he wants to approach you, but he's also concerned, how are you going to perceive him? Is he too pushy? Is he too little, too much? So I have a feeling he wants to make a good impression, and maybe he didn't stay long enough the last time. So when you pop into him, because I do feel, like Sue said, you're going to pop into him, because this feels like you are in each other's energy, meaning that there's the greatest possibility that the universe will help out and conspire to get you to meet up in a place where you can start talking and everything can be more easy. And that's when you both will probably feel that you can leave any thoughts of being nervous or anxious or anything behind, because that's the start of getting to know someone. Does that make sense?
Yes. That is very good advice, and I do take it, and that is the best way to do things, especially when you're looking at someone in a serious relationship. I'm looking at serious. I want to pose it seriously, and I think
it's very common for all of us. When we meet someone new, we almost always are triggered by things, events, and relationships that happen in our life, because that is what we have as an experience. So it's going to come up again. Just have a look at what happened, but know that the past is the past, and you don't need to bring it in to something new. Just acknowledge yourself and see. That's a way of helping you to release. If you bring on the past and let the past steer you, then you will most likely repeat things from your past, and you don't want to do that. So the best thing is that just to leave things and go with how you feel, more than acting from past experiences. Does Does that make sense?
Oh yes, that's very well said. You cannot. You're right about that. I am thinking very deeply in this, and I am glad to find out how this conversation. This is very deep, and I am so grateful and so happy that you nailed me to the bone. So, and I will definitely proceed. I will proceed. I'm going to proceed this way because I am really serious about him. I'm thinking like really serious for the first time in my life.
Wow,
Right.
that's wonderful.
First
Right.
time, yeah.
Well, whatever you do, like Ann had said, the past, it can creep into, something that we're moving forward in a new relationship. Just if we find things that are examples that look very much like an old relationship, so really be cognizant, be very aware that if you're comparing an action of his to somebody else's action, and that's kind of negative, don't put that much on him because that's unfair to him. Let it prove itself to you that this isn't like someone else in your past, because we can do that by accident and not even realize it. So just be aware of that you might be in your own mind, if he makes a certain move or says a certain thing or has a certain belief, don't compare it with someone who was negative from your past. Go on what he does and not what he says. Does that make sense? Actions always speak louder than words.
Oh, it's true.
And so
yeah, they do.
And you would ask, your first question to us was, kind of questioning whether he did show up or not. Well, like Ann and I both said, we could see at least one time for sure he showed up. So, give him that benefit that if he says he did, that he did. And then just definitely meet in a public arena where you're comfortable because you're getting to know someone, a little bit better, and you are serious. So, okay. Lisa?
Thank you very much for your counsel and your time and your advice. This is very well said. I am very, very, very impressed. I really am grateful for your advice.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We're on every week, and of course you can call us back and let us know, because we're always curious how things turn out. Just, let us know how it worked out for you.
That was wonderful.
All right. Good luck with everything, Lisa.
Good luck and many blessings.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye
you.
now.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. God bless you. It's your fun. Thank you.
Bless you too. Bye. Oh, that was very interesting. Oh, that was really sweet. That was sweet. Yeah,
very sweet. Yeah.
He's definitely come over. And like you said, he is nervous. You could definitely get a sense about that. He's a little nervous.
Yeah, I can sense that too. It's like having a fight with yourself. Am I going to do this or not?
Right. It's cute. It's very cute. And
yes, it's very cute.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sissy, I believe we're at the top of the hour. If you want to kind of bring it, give the last of our statements, and then we'll close it out.
Yes, of course. So we have a few announcements again, just to keep you updated. And on today's show, we continued the discussion about soul realignment. What are the Akashic Records? And we started having the first show on that with that topic on February 6th. And if you didn't have the chance to listen to the show on February 6th, you can listen anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And of course, you can always listen to past episodes from this year and a bit into half of December on our YouTube channel. So you just go to YouTube and search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio, and you can find us there. And you can also check out upcoming episodes on YouTube and at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. So we have tried to make it very easy for you. So if you just remember scrollsofthesoul.com, and then you can find everything else. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, March 12th, with Soul Sister Show, talking about angel numbers. What are they and how can you interpret them? So that's an interesting topic. And we take your calls, of course, for questions and free mini readings live on air as usual. And if you want to share an experience with us or talk about any other spiritual topics, that's okay too. We just love to interact with you. We'll be on next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific in US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always, as I said, listen to replays of all our shows anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, and full past episodes on YouTube from the middle of December, 19th December and forward. And remember that you can listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. There's a player and a chat room. So you can listen to the radio live on the player and you can text chat with us. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show. And you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming to keep yourself updated on upcoming shows from us. And see what else we have to reveal to you guys. I want to say a great thank you, every one of you, for interacting with us, listening and calling in. And we will be back next Thursday, March 12th, with Soul Sister Show, host Sue Schumacher and myself, Anoulla, talking about angel numbers. What are they and how can you interpret them? Plus your calls for questions and mini readings. So, my beautiful Soul Sister Sue, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners before the show ends?
Of course. I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for entrusting us with your questions. And we always love to hear back from you. So keep us updated. And like Ann said, we're on every Thursday at the same time. And if we make any changes to the time, it's usually because we have a guest coming on from a different country, usually Australia when that happens. But other than that, we're on every Thursday at the same time. And thank you, everyone, for calling in. And we appreciate it. With that,
yes,
I'm going to just do a quick shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. And
I say love, life, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.